What's up guys, and welcome back to the Bartender Hideout. Here today for episode number 34. Today we will be talking about the sidecar. And when we say we're talking about the sidecar, you know what we're talking about, right? We're talking about the list of Drinks International, and it's the top 50 most popular drinks of 2020. I know we're well into 2022 right now, but bear with me here. The list is almost done, I swear. Uncle Bob is going to tell you a little bit about the history first. Afterwards, I'll show you how to make this drink, and then I'll be tasting it and telling you what I think of it and if it's worth giving it a try. But for now, let's kick it over to Uncle Bob. Hi there, and welcome back to Storytime with Uncle Bob. Today we will be talking about the sidecar. The sidecar, it basically stems from New Orleans, or at least supposedly it would stem from New Orleans. Again, as with so many other cocktails we've been talking about in this series, there's multiple stories about who says what about this cocktail. There's another story where the French take a little bit of credit for this one, and they say supposedly it was invented in Harry's bar in Paris, where some more cocktails obviously came from. The story is that there was this American general from the army who came by in his motor and with a sidecar, who was looking for a drink. So it was still early in the evening and he just needed to warm up a little bit. So cognac was the way to go. So they ended up doing that, adding some lemon and Cointreau to it, and there you go, you have your sidecar. Another story is that it was created by Pat McGarry at Bucks Club in London, who has basically a similar story. Supposedly there was a friend that came by in a motor with a sidecar, and there you go, this is pretty much the same story, but both of these guys probably are a little bit in their rights. And then there's other people obviously that say it's a New Orleans classic since the Brandy Crusta came from it, and it's basically the kid of the Brandy Crusta, so who knows who's right. Obviously with this cocktail there's been many variations over time to make this drink, different measurements, and to finally balance it out to the drink that it is now. That comes to mind. Let's see how Koen makes this drink. Hi there, and welcome back from Uncle Bob. As you know, it's time to get started with this sidecar. So what we're gonna have to be doing first is we're gonna prep the glass, since this one has a little sugar rim on the side. So let's do that first. I'm gonna be using a martini glass today, and I also have my sugar prepared here. So what we're gonna do is take the lime, take it over the rim. I'm actually gonna do half a rim, just because it gives people an option if they want more sugar, yes or no. And for you at home, you already know if you like a lot of sugar or no sugar at all, so just want to make sure that that is an option as well. So only half of the drink is going to be with a sugar rim over there, and then that should be ready to go. So now we will be shaking this drink. There is multiple ways. When I was doing my research, I've seen that there is some recipes that ask for stirred. I think once we start adding a lot of, or some juice and like syrups and stuff, I think we get to the threshold of that we have to start shaking personally. So that's why I like to shake this one at least. Then we're gonna be adding our first part of the drink, which is gonna be obviously the star of the show. It's gonna be our cognac. This time I'm using a Martel VS, and that is quite a nice cognac actually to work in this sidecar. So we're gonna be adding 60 milliliters or 2 ounces to our shaker tin. Then our next ingredient is gonna be Cointreau. yeah, not much to say about this one. It's just your standard triple sec that get used all over the world. Definitely a staple or a go-to for a lot of these cocktails. And I'll be adding 20 milliliters of that to our mixing glass, or 3/4 of an ounce. Then we have our trusty freshly squeezed lemon juice, and of that we're going to be adding just an ounce. Should be more than enough. Yeah. And then we have one more ingredient that we're going to be adding, and that is our sugar syrup. You can also go equal on both the Cointreau and on the lemon juice. I prefer to just add a little bit of sugar just to level out all the citric, obviously, from the Cointreau as well. So we're just gonna add 1/4 of an ounce of that, or 10 milliliters. That should be plenty to just balance things out just a little bit more. Yeah, so that's everything in our shaker. Let's add some ice and give it a good shake. Give it a good tap so it's all stuck. There we go, all ready. And then let's add this one to our glass. Obviously the glass came straight out of the fridge, so it's already nice and cold. If you don't keep your glasses in the fridge, make sure to cool it beforehand. Like, put some crushed ice in, put some ice over water, whatever it is that you normally do that works to keep your glass nice and cool. But we don't want to be serving a nice and cold drink into a lukewarm glass, because it just doesn't work in essence. Yeah, there you go, guys. That's our sidecar. Okay, let's give this one a go. Actually, the color is really nice, very appealing. Yeah, that's good. Obviously, it's pretty similar to a brandy crusta, or at least it's in a way descendant of the brandy crusta, as Uncle Bob told you, I'm sure. But you can definitely feel the difference in this. I think the cognac just gives it just that little bit of extra, like makes it quite nice and round. And I think also in this case the sugar syrup really helped balancing everything out, so you don't get like super citric in the aftertaste. But yeah, I think this is actually really nice. I think personally for me, this is a drink that's a little bit more up my alley. I would actually prefer to put this up a little bit higher on the list, but obviously I don't make the list myself. So, but this one is, yeah, in general is really good. I implore you definitely to give this one a try yourself. It's definitely worth it. I know cognac is maybe not in everyone's cabinet at home, but definitely give it a go, because this works really well. And I think that's most I had to say about this cocktail. Obviously, if you like what we are doing here, make sure to drop a like and actually subscribe to the channel as well, because that really helps us out. There's a ton of you that aren't subscribed yet. Also, if you try this out yourself, then just definitely make sure to leave a comment as well. And otherwise, yeah, I guess I'll see you guys next week for the next cocktail countdown. Ciao.